Just a quick Spider-Gwen update. I talked a little bit about it in the last episode, but now that like an entire week has gone by, I just want to say the response has been incredible. A few things happened, really. It got way more views than I was expecting. I really didn't think we'd be, you know, I think right now it's like 750,000 on YouTube and 120,000 or something like that on Facebook through the native upload there. So that's interesting. I also didn't expect so much hate towards it. And some of the hate is just misogynistic people being like, oh my god, I hate superhero women, whatever. But then the other part of it I think has a lot to do with the way that Vulture framed the video, like woman-led Spider-Man reboot, which kind of unnecessarily frames it as a like, yeah, doesn't it suck that all superhero movies are boy movies? Here's a girl one, and frames it in that kind of way. But then also the fact that they removed the word fake from the title. When they first uploaded the video, it said, you know, fake Spider-Woman reboot or something like that, Spider-Man woman-led reboot, and then they took out the word fake, and so now, of course, a lot of the thumbs downs from it are people being like, what, WTF, like, A, this doesn't look that professional, what stupid movie studio is making this, or B, what the hell, guys, why are you farming views or whatever, like, you're trying to trick people. And so there's something that feels kind of dishonest about it now, and some people have mentioned this in the comments, being like, hey, not sure who made this video, but I like it a lot, you guys should change the title. And so, you know, that's not really something I'm gonna ask New York Magazine to do. I mean, I'm just grateful that they let me make the video, but I do understand how that's kind of pushing the video from a direction where if the title was just Spider-Gwen trailer, people would be like, or, you know, fake fan-made Spider-Gwen trailer or something like that, people would be like, ah, cool, I see what you're doing there, you're mixing and matching parts from other movies, versus the way it currently is, where it looks like it's trying to pass it off as kind of a self-righteous, like, actual real movie reboot, which, you know, is going to throw anyone off from the start that has any opinions about the current state of superhero movies with men versus women, and then also anyone that, you know, is expecting like a real professionally made trailer by a studio who's going to be like, wait a minute, I can tell that audio's choppy, or I can tell that that's CGI, and I recognize a bunch of these scenes from other movies. So anyway, totally doesn't matter. I feel very lucky that in general YouTube's been very kind to me, and most of the comments here are really just in response to those things that aren't in my control. So let me just say I'm super happy. I'm super happy with the response, really thrilled by it. The number of articles that have been written about the trailer now is mind-blowing, totally surpassed anything that happened with my Breaking Bad Weird Al video. Although what's interesting is I find it fascinating that my Breaking Bad Weird Al video was tweeted out by, you know, a number of celebrities, including Patton Oswalt and Weird Al himself, and, you know, all sorts of people. And from the tweets or whatever, the only kind of people of note that have been talking about the video are the creators of Spider-Gwen, which is fantastic. Jason Latour and Robbie Rodriguez, they've said nice things about the trailer, and that makes me so happy because they're incredibly talented, and, you know, again, they make Spider-Gwen, and I think it's a really cool character that I really got hooked on as soon as I read the comics a few months ago, because, again, I wasn't familiar with this at all. But, yeah, it's interesting that, you know, the press has pretty much come exclusively just out of the woodwork to be like, hey, we really want to report on this, and 99% of the, I mean, actually all of the press headlines have been really positive. I haven't seen a single negative one. It's like, crappy fan-made spider trailer, whatever. They're all, you know, this is what we need, this makes fans really want Spider-Gwen, whatever. That'd be a terrible title. But, yeah, everything from, you know, AV Club and Maxim and BuzzFeed and Upworthy and just, you know, 100 websites, including a bunch of foreign ones. And I have to say, it is kind of funny to translate some of the foreign websites where one coming from German is like, totally not lame trailer, makes rounds on internet and makes people happy. And that's kind of fun, and I get a kick out of that. And then even like a couple people filming reaction videos, which is something that I've, you know, it's kind of like unboxing videos on YouTube. It's a really popular thing now, and I just don't understand it. So, you know, I've seen 2 reaction videos to the trailer, which is just someone recording themselves watching the trailer, and in both cases, you know, it's not really like they're commenting on it the whole time. We get a chuckle at the you indomitable twat line, which, by the way, is why Marvel wouldn't, like, officially comment on the trailer or promote it in any way, because they would never use the word twat. Mewling Quim from Avengers, that's totally cool, but you can't say twat. Yeah, anyway, so that was kind of interesting. But yeah, so these reaction videos, watching people just watch the video, and then it gets over and they're like, that was really cool. all right, let me know what you thought. So it's like, you know, they say about as much as what could go in the comments section. But yeah, and then so in addition to all that really cool stuff happening specific to the trailer, some interesting things have come out of it. I mean, obviously I'm working on another project for Vulture, which hopefully will be done soon. It's a lot of very simple, you know, tiny editing of the Big Short trailer, and I have no idea how much of it is actually... Oh, and the New York Daily News, which I believe has been featured in several superhero movies, actually called myself and Julianne and interviewed us about the trailer, which was kind of cool, and we got a shot of like the green screen in there and all that, so that was kind of a cool article to do. But so beyond, you know, all those wonderful articles that have come out, what's also been cool is, yeah, I mean, obviously I'm doing another video for Vulture, which hopefully will be done soon. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of very subtle tweaks to an existing trailer that I think very few people will notice, but it's fun. Until later in the trailer where things get kind of crazy. Wigs! Hi, Alistair. This guy has not been sleeping, as I've mentioned probably, I think, every week for a while, but he's being pretty cute right now, so let's give him a quick little cameo. Buddy, look at the camera. What's that? What's that? Oh my goodness, that's a camera. And I want to eat something. Give me food. Give me food. So yeah, I've also been contacted by a few people, which has been interesting. Let's see, an old friend from Syracuse, I should say acquaintance, like he's a cool guy, but we didn't know each other that well. He's worked for Wired and this technical magazine now, ARS, something like that, and they want to talk to me about VR, and that has nothing to do with the Spider-Gwen trailer, but just a cool, you know, thing that came from like, hey, congrats on the video, by the way, I've noticed you've been doing stuff with VR. I post a lot to Facebook, and it's interesting that a lot of people that I would have no idea would be paying attention every so often. They'll be like, hey, I saw that thing you posted about what you're doing at work. That's really cool. So that's exciting. So there's that. Another guy contacted me who I guess managed to get the rights to a bunch of old like Power Rangers footage or something like that, and I guess now he's going to be doing like a series, which sounds cool, and I'd love to be involved, as he wants both Julian and I to be. I just don't know if I'm going to have the time. I mean, it depends totally in what capacity he wants me to be a part of it, but, you know, there's so much going on right now, and there's like so much cracked work coming in, and then I, you know, was talking to Bravo Media again. They had kind of like a little emergency thing for a corporate VR app they were doing, so I tried to help out with that, but yeah, hi Dulcie. Dulcie's knocking stuff over, and Sadie's barking for some reason. But it's been really interesting watching, you know, everything that's kind of come out of this. And then, one really cool thing is one of my favorite professors from Syracuse, who was always like super into technology and all that. He's doing a like VR architecture studio now, which is going to be awesome, like, you know, portal stuff and Hogwarts style, like crazy staircases, and he wants to bring his class, I guess they're going to be in New York, and he wants to show them what I'm up to, which is going to be really cool, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be fun. So it's interesting that like all this stuff is happening around the release of my, you know, most viewed movie trailer thing ever, but beyond that, yeah, it's just been a lot of VR stuff, which is totally unrelated, but very cool. So I'm excited for all that, and yeah, that's where that is.